covered, right? My agent, Tom, said...
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try.
Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the safe driving bonus check. Are you in good hands?
Hey ladies, you love it. You gotta have it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that cinnamon and sugar is so irresistible. Everybody craves those crazy squares.
The garden is the story of our lives, told and retold. It's as old as our time on Earth, and as new as tomorrow. You can have a yard, or slightly less. Gardening isn't about where we choose to live. It's about how we choose to live. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
It's gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible.
Failure's not an option. Oh, yeah, it is. We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Oh, you said left. In Lawrence County, Ohio, the westbound lanes of US 52 remain closed this morning after a boulder the size of a house landed in the westbound lanes on Friday. Now, crews are working around the clock to clear the estimated 1,500-ton rock, but it could take days to remove. Now, only one eastbound lane is open at this time. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this incident.
That's amazing. If you look at this, that boulder is over the entire lanes. You can tell because you see the sign over there. There should be cars that are able to go on the other side of that barrier. At first, it looks like it's on the other side of the shoulder and it's a guardrail, but I think that's
the other side of the road.
Oh, no, that is actually. That is the guardrail that's been pushed into the road.
Oh, wow.
That's the deal there. Wow, it's hard to tell me that rock is so big.
No, yeah, huge rock there. Okay, so now is the time to get out and see the cherry blossoms if you're in DC. Now, this is a really cool time of the year. If you live in DC, you know that you love it. Let's go ahead and take, I think, a live look behind us at the Washington Monument. Look at the cherry blossoms. They're along the water.
They're all right here.
He's really excited.
Can you see this right here? That's pretty cool stuff. And you know what? The thing is, with that, a lot of people try to plan their vacations around it, but it varies when they actually bloom every year.
Yeah, we saw that start weeks ago, so we've seen that happen. Okay, so we do have that still ongoing, so we're going to continue to watch it. Beautiful the next 2 days.
Also, the Cherry Blossom Parade's coming up. People are excited, but a little turned around by some of the recent weather.
This year has been crazy. I mean, one day it's hot, next day it's cold, next day it's hot, next day it's cold. So.
And what about the blossoms? What do you think year on year?
Because we have them for more than 2 or 3 days, I think it's pretty spectacular. So I'm loving them this year. So, and you can see all around, it's just beautiful. So.
And just spectacular weather this weekend for it. So get out and enjoy it. Mix of sun and clouds today, all sun tomorrow.
Tough to beat. Sunshine, 70 degrees.
It's hard to get in DC. You don't always get it every year, but this year, you're winning. Okay, coming up on AMHQ Weekend, severe weather returns to the plains from Texas to Iowa. Wind, hail, and tornadoes, all possible. We're timing it out.
Also, the Northwest getting some rain and much-needed mountain snow. Not one, but a couple systems. We're going to break down just how much is on the way.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it. Ask your doctor now if Jublia is right for you.
It's this round ottoman with super cute fabric. And then she's got this gorgeous leather sofa. She says that it's from Lazy Boy? I know, she's totally lying. right? They only sell recliners. Well, celebrities are just so secretive, you know? It's not like... She's got me. What? How'd these get here?
The bonus coupon sale. Incredible savings throughout the store.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy early, followed by scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, considerable cloudiness. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's more than fear, you know, it's just awe and shock.
In a tornado, the top floor is the last place you want to be. That's where the kids' bedrooms are in this home. We'll tell you how they were faring this tornado and where they were when it came through. Coming up.
Now, when severe weather strikes and you're driving down the interstate and see a tornado coming toward you, what should you do? What is the best option for survival? We're going to break down the do's and don'ts of severe weather.
And we're facing the threat of thunderstorms today across the plains. I'll show you who's at risk and where we could see some big storms.
And the Masters underway at Augusta National just as storms now threaten the south. We're going to take a look at the forecast and see if weather will be a factor.
Northern and central Illinois rocked this week by, look at this. See that video on your screen? Tornadoes. 2 women who weren't just neighbors but also friends killed when the tornado hit the small town of Fairdale. The entire town pretty much decimated. Officials say just about every building and structure has some kind of damage at this point. Now, our Dave Malkoff is in Illinois. We're going to have a report from him in just a minute, an update on the efforts that are continuing there with research and recovery. Good morning to you. It's Saturday, April 11th. I'm Kate Parker. We've got Chris Warren in for Reynolds and Dr. Greg Postel here.
And that video you were showing just a couple seconds ago, amazing out of Illinois. And we could see more thunderstorms today. Dr. Postel is going to tackle that. And we're going to get started right now with the big picture.
Let's go to our first area of concern, which is the plains. We have a chance for big thunderstorms across Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas today, and also tomorrow as well.
And then we've got wet weather on the return, first across the north, and then the East Coast gets wet.
And then we're going over here to the west, Pacific Northwest, that blue. Snow on the way for the Cascade Mountains.
Now, Thursday's EF4 tornado in Fairdale leaving behind a half-mile wide path of destruction. Let's take a look at the destruction from above. The Rockford Fire Department says that every building in town has sustained some type of damage. Our Dave Malkoff is live for us in Esmond, just outside Rochelle this morning, as we enter our second day of cleanup here. Dave, how are things progressing?
Well, look at this house. This really tells the tale of what happened in Fairdale. Very small community, just about 100 people, less than a quarter mile big. So everybody was in the path of this. It may have been a half-mile wide, spinning at up to 200 miles an hour. And the people of Fairdale, Illinois were right in its path.
Right over this way. Where did we go last night when we got scared? Did we go down in the basement?
Down there in the dark, 3-year-old Jade Swanson rode out her first tornado. It's also Grandma's first.
We've watched them go around us. Never had one right here.
Ran upstairs, grabbed her, and told Grandma to come downstairs.
She didn't cry. Just wanted to know what we were doing, so we're going to stay here till the storm goes away.
That patio door shattered from the fence coming through.
Did you have flashlights at all? Or?
There were in the house.
But not with you?
No, we just ran.
I was more focused on getting down to the basement at the time.
Debris is still blowing in the wind. 2 of their neighbors were killed here.
The other side of town's gone. It's horrible. We're lucky.
Across a cornfield, Tanner Young's house still has a staircase.
We're going upstairs.
But no longer has a second floor.
Over to the right, this was a storage room. The bathroom is in here. Same sort of thing in there. Everything's getting pushed around with the wind. You can't even really move the doors at all.
Trisha Brittenham is aunt to the 3 kids who live here.
They've been here for about 3 years.
It all happened so fast, this large tree took out a huge chunk of the house. This was 6-month-old Henry's room. You can see from the animals on the wall. In fact, his crib was right here. Now, it's buried in debris.
She had the 3 bedrooms and they all had a kid in there.
Call it luck or something else, but they were all out of town when the tornado came through. For once, this full house was empty.
I know. Talk about a silver lining, yeah.
Every cloud's got one, even the one that created this monster.
It's crazy. It's hard to take in.
Man, oh man, could you imagine if the kids were up there in their rooms at the time? That's very lucky they were not. And as we have learned this morning, even the family cat survived this tornado.
Wow, Dave, incredible story there. Thank you for being there on hand to tell it for us. Now we want to go ahead and get you ready for the next risk of severe weather with Dr. Postel.
Yeah, Dr. Postel, what are you looking at? What concerns you the most today?
There's a chance of some severe weather across the high plains, western Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Primary hazards today would be hail and high winds and, of course, lightning and rain. Tornado, small chance, not zero, but it's pretty small compared to the last couple of days. So maybe there's a silver lining in that. But right now, we've got some storms across parts of Oklahoma. There are no thunderstorm warnings out right now, just some, I would call them generic garden variety thunderstorms there. Part of the reason why we don't have any severe weather now is because it's very dry out there. There's not a lot of energy for the thunderstorms. The dew points there are pretty low, but that's going to change with that south wind. The dew points are going to come up, and later on today, I think we'll see more development, more substantial development, with the possibility of some of those storms becoming severe there in western Oklahoma, but even more so perhaps later on this afternoon as you see a new batch of storms roll in from the southwest. So there's enough there for severe weather, and also here in parts of western Kansas. So it's not just today, but remember, keep in mind, it is also tomorrow. We have a chance for some severe weather across parts of the plains and all the way really from South Texas into, I would say, even western Iowa. And let me show you the setup here, because this ingredient map gives you an idea that we still have that moist flow out of the Gulf of Mexico and pretty strong jet stream in place, and we draw that moisture northward into those upper level dynamics with a cold front in play. That will be the primary trigger, I think. We'll see some storms right along that zone. So remember, tomorrow there's a chance for some severe weather. I think, again, hail and high winds will largely be the threat, but there is also a chance for a tornado with that jet stream nearby. Guys, when I see maps, and the part that makes me most nervous for tornadoes is when you have strong upper level winds like a jet stream nearby. Tomorrow shouldn't be too bad, but we had it big time on Thursday.
Yes, we did. We certainly did. And you know what? Even some folks in Atlanta last night, Chris, had a bit of a rough evening. They're cleaning up today after severe weather ripped through. Heavy rain, lightning, and thunder as well. There's more rain in the South's forecast.
Also, how people in Moore, Oklahoma are dealing mentally and emotionally from last month's tornado and the devastating tornado of 2013.
And hey, what are you doing this weekend? Let's take a look at this picture that we have from Mike Hall. Man, that's an incredible lightning shot out of Kentucky.
What's he doing? You think I have time to run into?
Golfsmith. Anything for golf. Discover Can-Am's wide range of industry-leading vehicles during the Ready to Ride sales event. For a limited time, the Outlander L starts at $59.99. Or get the versatile Commander, the powerful Outlander, and the turbocharged Maverick XDS with cash rebates up to $2,000. Don't miss out. Visit your local dealer during the Ready to Ride sales event. Can-Am. The ride says it all.
This weekend, upgrade your style at Men's Warehouse. Right now, buy one, get one free on select items store-wide. Plus, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Only at Men's Warehouse.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids. We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Advanced Design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. I didn't give up.
Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Still in the eye, and we're still trying to get in a safe place.
She's in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
In 2013, a deadly EF5 tornado tore through Moore, Oklahoma. 24 people were killed and more than 300 injured. At its peak, the tornado miles wide. The tornado destroyed homes, businesses, and schools. And then just 2 weeks ago, another tornado tears through Moore, Oklahoma. This one, an EF2. The tornado caused damage to homes and cars, toppled trees. The storm also knocked out power to more than 6,000 homes. Now, despite its history with tornadoes, residents say the city remains resilient and strong. And one way they continue to bounce back is through severe weather preparedness. Our very own Mark Elliott joins us now from Moore this morning for a special event that will help both natives and newcomers of Moore. Tell us more about this, Mark.
Yeah, this is an epic event, Kate. I'm here at the Moore Community Center, and we are going to be following the preparedness as well as the chance for getting ready both for the mental side of things and for the preparedness before the storm. There are scars that are left on the ground. There's also scars from your head that just don't leave as fast. Joining me now, Julie Summers from the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma. Julie, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, glad to be here.
Let's talk a little bit more about what your role is within the state and what people can do to stay prepared.
Mental Health Association Oklahoma is an organization dedicated to advocacy and prevention, as well as helping people with their recovery from mental illnesses. And in terms of disasters and tornadoes, what we like to do is to help people focus on their recovery and focus on building resilience.
And you know, at this event, you're going to be out there talking to people, seeing what kind of help they need within the community. And it's not just Moore. I mean, Illinois just had a massive tornado. What are some of the signs anywhere that someone needs more help?
Well, we encourage people, if they're having weather-related anxiety, to get back to their normal routines as quickly as possible and to try to make sure that they're taking care of themselves, that they're getting enough rest, that they're eating, that they're sleeping, that kind of thing, getting some exercise. If you can't get back to that normal routine, if you're not sleeping, you're not wanting to eat, those are signs that you might need to take a little look at what's going on with you.
A difficult thing to talk about sometimes. If you notice this in one of your friends or family, is there an easy way to approach them?
I don't know that it's ever really easy because of the stigma associated with mental health issues, but I think the most important thing is to just raise the question, open the conversation, and say, hey, how you doing? Are things going okay? And if somebody's routine continues to be disrupted over a period of time, it might be time to ask for someone beyond family and friends for some help.
Absolutely. And guys, that's why we're out here today. We are going to be talking to the people, making sure they are prepared. That's going to be the key. If you're ready for these storms and then you know the signs for afterwards, the recovery goes even smoother. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Mark out there. Now, we did have another tornado this week, Chris, this one in Texas.
That's right, and cleanup now after that underway in Longview, Texas. The damage right here, it's after an EF1 tornado. It came through again also on Thursday night. The fire department reporting that more than 30 structures have been damaged, including a nursing home that sustained roof damage. 75 patients were evacuated to other nursing homes and a local hospital, and no one was injured in that. Right now, as we look at Texas, we are also looking at some showers and some storms right now. As you look at Amarillo, there's some storms firing up right here. The orange here showing some of that heavier rain coming down all the way over to Oklahoma City. Generally to the north, you're seeing some of those lighter showers right now, but we're going to see that threat increase throughout the day and throughout the weekend as we have that moisture coming up from the Gulf. That provides some of the fuel for the thunderstorms, also fuel for some heavy rain, some heavy downpours. Moist flow coming in here, and then as that cold front again comes closer, everything's kind of coming together, creating that threat. So for today, Dodge City to Amarillo and Lubbock, we're going to have that chance for some storms. Now looking at tomorrow, the red, that's the most likelihood for some of the stronger storms, while you're still going to see some thunderstorms throughout a big portion of the south. From the deep south, the southeast, all the way over to Texas again on Tuesday. So notice a lot of these spots right here, I-10 going across to the south, will be the focus of some of the heavy rain in the coming days. And so bout after bout with this rain will add up into inches throughout parts of the southeast, including right here, the Mississippi Delta. You're going to end up with several inches. A big area will end up with 3 to 5 inches of rain. This is through Wednesday, but a lot of that coming in the coming days. And then some spots, 5 to 8 inches of rain will be a possibility. For San Antonio, getting back to Texas now through today. This is your hourly forecast. Storms picking up a little bit later around lunchtime through dinner time and into the evenings. Chance for thunder. We'll be hanging around. Kate?
All right, Chris, well, imagine a tornado is bearing down on your town. What would you do? What if you're out on the road? What if you're in your house? What you should and shouldn't do during severe weather, because it's returning to the plains from Texas to Iowa. Wind, hail, and tornadoes, all possible. We're timing it out next with Dr. Greg Postel and what you can expect for the coming week and your Sunday as well, because we know you're trying to make those weekend plans.
Can you fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that. I wanted a car that could handle anything.
I fixed it!
That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
The 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
This is good, Mom.
Good? It's delicious. And this new kibble blend is so healthy.
Thank you.
No, Nancy. Thank you. Kibbles and bits.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Can't believe you ordered all these shakes.
Yeah.
And how do you know her name?
Oh, I kind of have nicknames for everybody based upon my order.
Caramel, Kara. Yeah.
Holly for jalapeno chocolate.
That's
and
great.
Janine for peanut butter.
Why Janine for peanut butter?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend Janine, who was nuts.
She was crazy.
25 hand-mixed real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get in a safe place.
She is in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
They've got your numbers, history, and for a few, a jersey. The 2015 NFL Draft, with access only NFL Network can get. On the clock to Chicago. The 2015 NFL Draft, starting April 30th on NFL Network.
Brought to you by your South Florida BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and no-cost maintenance. Visit BMWSFL.com for more details. At BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. It starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. When you took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is a tornado, and I cannot tell which way it is going, so I don't know how to get away from it. But it looks like it's coming right towards me. Yeah, I'd say it's gonna come right over me. Let me see if I can back up here a little bit and get under the bridge. Yeah, it's coming right over me. Oh, crap. I have honestly never been in a tornado before. It's ridiculous. Look, oh, that is scary. The truck is, oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Yeah, that is completely crazy. The truck feels like it's about to lift up off the ground. I'm not lying. Oh my gosh.
Woo. Oh my gosh is right. Some amazing video, Dr. Postel. And we're going to speak coming up in about half an hour with the gentleman, Sam Smith, who shot that video. And if you had the chance to ask him something, what would you ask him here? Because he said first he didn't know which direction the tornado was going.
I'm amazed at how calm he was. I mean, I guess
that stood out to me too.
He did say that he's never been in a tornado before. You know, perhaps the lack of familiarity with these things, you know, catches you off guard. But there is very little fear, from my perspective, in his voice. That is remarkable.
So you've been out, you've done some storm chasing. Now imagine you, Dr. Postel, is in the driver's seat, looking at this. What do you do?
Backing up. quickly, as fast as I can.
Even though you're going the wrong way.
No problem. It's a matter of life or death. When it's a matter of life or death, I'm not going to stop for a stop sign when a tornado is coming and there's nobody in the way. So I'm backing up. If I'm in that car, my experience, and this is the difference, perhaps I've been in situations not quite like that, but enough that I can imagine what that's like. I would have backed up and in about 300 yards been out of danger. That's about all it takes.
But that's also dependent on the fact that you know the direction it's going.
And sometimes you have to look at the tornado and use your best judgment and think about, okay, well, sit there for 5 or 10 seconds, say, okay, you know what? I think I know where it's going. And if you've seen enough of these things, it's not often hard in a situation like this where the tornado is not rain wrapped. It's clearly visible. You just take a moment here, say, okay, and then, he said it's coming right toward me, right? So it's coming obviously in some sense from right to left.
Right.
So get out of the way. What you really want to do is you want to go perpendicular to the storm, right? Never get in its path.
Meaning if it's going from me to you want to go that way or that way?
I'm walking this way.
Right.
Here, come to me. You're the tornado, Chris. Right. He's the tornado. I'm going this way at a right angle from him, and get out of the path.
That's the right angle.
Yeah. So, and you know what? But
here's the other thing. You're also dependent when you're on the roads. They could be a grid system, and it could be going at an angle, and it might not be a right angle that you can take.
Best judgment and common sense play a huge role in the outcome of something like this, right? You have to use your brain, and you have to think, okay, there's a traffic jam, there are lights in place. Is staying in my car, getting down low, is that the best option? Is there some other big, strong shelter nearby that I can safely get to in time? These are all things that you've got to process quickly, so that matters too. Hard rules are nice, but they don't always
They're
work.
more guidelines.
They're guidelines.
Okay.
They're guidelines.
It's staying in your car. And this part was probably the right call because you can see the debris going by him.
Yeah, get down. At this point, get down, cover your head, because flying debris could come right by at 100 miles per hour, go right through that windshield and take you out. So get down as quickly as possible. The other thing, and how lucky apparently the driver is that I don't think he got hit by any vortices swirling around. So if we can go through that video, I'm telling you, around this tornado, there are all kinds of multi-vortex circulations moving around, and they're swirling around the parent circulation. That is unfortunately what happened to Mike Bettis and Tim Samaras. They got caught in these little things, little suction vortices they're called, and in their cases, they were moving at about 80 meters per second, or about 170 miles per hour. There's no time to react to those. So you are absolutely at the mercy of a tornado if you are that close, and there's no way around it. You're dancing with the devil. It's a very bad place to be. So the option is get away if you can.
And again, try to figure out which way it's going and go perpendicular.
Yeah.
Get away. Dr. Postel, thank you very much. Meanwhile, after the tornadoes in northern Illinois, cleanup teams are working hard, and you can see the devastation right here. We're bringing you an up-close look at the aftermath of Thursday's tornado, how efforts are going to help people rebuild their lives.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how'd I get this?
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check.
Who's that?
So weird, right? My agent Tom said
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try.
Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the Safe Driving Bonus Check. Are you in good hands?
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Big Spring Sale. All suits and sport coats are on sale, featuring executive and Joseph suits just 2 for $2.99. Sale ends Sunday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
emerald coasting. Visit Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Okaloosa Island, the heart of Florida's Emerald Coast.
Most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste as much energy as leaving a window open in your home all year long. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. When you buy 2 rooms of windows, you'll get the 3rd room free. Call today, because every home needs a champion.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get her in a safe place.
She is in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
It was huge and it was coming right for us.
The whole town was just gone.
That's so scary.
Blown away by the sheer terror of everything. I've never seen anything like it.
Incredible images there, video there, where it's almost this perfect structure of this tornado.
And we have a lot to talk about. We've been talking a lot about tornadoes, a lot of what ifs. And the meteorologist here at the Weather Channel, we talk about that too. What if you're on a country road? It's a 2-lane road only going in one direction. What do you do? And we're going to talk more about that throughout the course of the day here on the Weather Channel, including what one state is doing to give you a place to find shelter.
Yeah, and I think we are going to see some severe weather over the next couple of days. Today, a little bit in the high plains, perhaps there is a chance of a tornado or two. I think the primary modes today would be hail and high winds. Let's look at the radar here. I'm going to talk about this at 50 past the hour, but you can see that later on this morning we have some storms rolling across Oklahoma, southern. I don't think those are going to be severe, but later on today across parts of West Texas, there could be some hail and high wind out that way as well, and also in parts of western Kansas. So this is an area that today we'll look at, and we'll also look at some areas tomorrow a little bit farther to the east as a cold front comes into play.
Okay, well, we do have new video this morning, Greg, of the Grubstakers restaurant in Rochelle, Illinois. Now, this is after it was leveled by an EF4 tornado on Thursday night. Now, a witness told reporters that a giant metal wall collapsed on the basement doors just moments after they were closed. That trapped 12 people for more than an hour inside. Incredibly, no one was hurt. That restaurant, not the building, sustaining damage from Thursday's tornado. Now, our Dave Malkoff is live in Esmond, just outside of Fairdale, bringing us a look at some of the damage to the homes in the area. Dave, now there's a lot of different teams out there in place trying to help residents, and I know everybody's trying to do their part, right?
Yeah, everybody is trying to help out and try to fix what the tornado broke. Look at this home. It took a direct hit. After a tornado, everything runs on not electricity, but gas power because all the lines come down. This actually came from a power line up there before they put it back up. So there's basically no electricity left for the people down on the ground until you have battery power. That's why we got our friend Mike Wynn. Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
He's from the Duracell team. And you come in, and what do? You've been to almost every disaster in the last few years.
Yes, sir. This will be our 19th disaster since 2011, and we're here to provide Duracell batteries, free Duracell batteries, and mobile charging for those affected by the tornado.
So people want to get in contact with their family and friends. They want to tell them, hey, I'm all right, or we lost our house, and they may be cut off from the world.
Yeah, we have a custom vehicle, and people can come in, use our computer stations to reconnect on Facebook, see the weather on the Weather Channel, Red Cross information, as well as the mobile charging and free Duracell batteries.
This is 30,000 people that you've helped so far?
30,000 families.
30,000 families, so more than 30,000 people.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible. What are some of the disasters that you've been to? I'm sure there's ones that we know about.
We respond to any disaster, hurricanes, tornadoes, even wildfires. This will be our 5th tornado to date.
5th tornado, and hopefully you will be on the road and helping people out as the day goes on and the sun comes up. Thank you so much, Mike. And
no problem.
He'll be going out there and helping people. That's what's going to happen here on the ground as people come back to their house. Normally, nobody's allowed in, but as the sun comes up, they're going to allow residents back to their homes this morning.
Dave, the incredible part that I heard there was that they're allowing people to watch the Weather Channel. It's crucial for those cleanup efforts for them to know the weather, right?
Yeah, it definitely is, and people need to stay connected. In this connected world, we rely on things that are powered, so we really need to get back up and running as fast as possible. People are looking for their family and friends.
Okay, thank you so much, Dave. Okay, so what happens whenever you're out on the road? Let's go over to Chris.
Yeah, we know that the roadway is not a place that you want to be in. It's important to take action before you end up in the path of a tornado. Now, we want to show you some pictures from Thursday night of a tornado. Actually, it's right here, crossing the road. And as it is crossing the highway in Illinois, it really is amazing. And it makes you wonder, what would you do if you were driving here or driving there? Now, if you were traveling and you do get caught, there are resources in some spots. Joining us now is Steve Hewitt, Chief Executive Officer of the Kansas Turnpike Authority. And good morning to you, Stephen. Can you give us an idea, if we're driving through the Turnpike here and you're not from your state, what would you see and how would you know what was available to you?
Well, it's very important. You need to be self-aware of what your situation is and where you're at and what the weather situation could turn into. And so what we here at the Turnpike, we have a multitude of locations in a 236-mile stretch from Oklahoma to Missouri along our Turnpike, where you could go to a service area or a plaza location and get yourself away from the storm into a safe place. And so it's important that people understand that, know where you're going, know your situation. And here at the Turnpike, we offer that as an option for folks.
And so they're not just dedicated, they have more than one purpose, is that right?
They do. Obviously, we have staff to go in situations to get out of the weather. We also utilize those locations for our infrastructure and below ground and storage and other items. But we understand, though, that this is an opportunity for us for good customer service, and make sure here in Kansas we understand the weather. Tornadoes are very common here in Kansas in this time of year, so we want to make sure our customers know that we have locations for our staff and for them.
All right, Steve Hewitt, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your time, and we are getting to that point in the year where you do need to be weather aware for sure in a big way. MHQ Weekend continues.
This storm coverage is brought to you by Duracell. Visit Duracell.com to learn how Duracell Power Forward provides relief to those in need.
I've seen hurricanes, floods, I've seen tornadoes. We give out Duracell batteries after the worst happens. And when the power's out for days, we stay with them. You might say they lost everything, but that's not what I see. I see a different kind of power. I saw it in Ruth, Adam, Tom. It's the power they have inside of them. The power to move forward.
At Duracell, we believe that's the power that never, ever goes out.
I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Advanced Design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
People that would do anything for golf deserve a store that would do anything for golfers. Visit Golfsmith for the largest selection and guaranteed lowest prices. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
I'm Louie, and I quit smoking with Chantix. Quitting smoking is a challenge, and it's a lot easier to go into a fight when you've got somebody that's got your back. Having Chantix as a partner made it more successful.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix helped reduce my urge to smoke.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some people had seizures while taking Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse while taking Chantix, or history of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you develop these, stop Chantix and see your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have a history of heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. Common side effects include nausea, trouble sleeping, and unusual dreams.
Chantix absolutely helped me quit smoking.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
This weekend, upgrade your style at Men's Wearhouse. Right now, buy one, get one free on select items store-wide. Plus, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Only at Men's Wearhouse.
Hey girl, is it crazy that your soccer trophy is talking to you right now? It kind of is. It's as crazy as you not rolling over your old 401k. Cue the horns. Just harness the confidence it took you to win me and call TD Ameritrade's rollover consultants. They'll help with the hassle by guiding you through the whole process step by step. And they'll even call your old provider. It's easy. Even she could do it.
Whatever, Janet.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you're a big golf fan, this is a big weekend for you. The Masters underway in Augusta, Georgia. Round 3 begins later this morning. The current leader, Jordan Spieth, at 14 under par. He tees off at 2:55 Eastern time this afternoon. And the Golf Channel's Mark Rolfing is live from the Walls House at Augusta Country Club. And good morning to you. It's been a wet couple of days. Can you talk about how weather is affecting things there?
Well, it's interesting, Chris. The weather affects things at a place like Augusta Country Club. We had a considerable overnight rain. The ground is very soft, very saturated. But, you know, less than half a mile away at Augusta National, today things are going to be totally different. So folks are probably wondering, well, how can he say that? A half a mile couldn't make that kind of a difference. The reason it does is Augusta National has an amazing system called Sub-Air down there. It's a wall-to-wall system underneath the fairways, underneath the greens, that basically allows them technologically to suck the moisture out of the ground on both the greens and the fairways. And I'm heading down there in about 20 minutes. I'm not worried at all about my light-colored pants because it will be dry just like it had never rained. And what they are hoping for, the officials, is to have firm and fast conditions for this third round. You would naturally think they can't do it because of all the rain, but the answer is yes, they can.
Now, doesn't the rate of the rain, I mean, what happens when the rain's falling during a round. I mean, can they have it dry by the end of the round?
They can have it dry right while it's going on. Tiger Woods has alluded to it because he believes he can hear when those fans underneath the ground are actually sucking the water. And he has said the last couple days they didn't have them on as much as he wanted. And that's why the greens were a little slower than what he thought they were going to be. So they can actually be doing it while play is going on.
Mark Rolfing, that certainly is impressive and very interesting from the Golf Channel. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Enjoy yourself today at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. Certainly is a fun time for golfers out there. And we are also seeing a lot of rain where they don't have anything to suck the rain away, and that's in the Pacific Northwest. Kate?
Chris, that is such a cool story. I am so amazed by that at Augusta National. That is so neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Seattle. That's where Chris was alluding to. The Northwest getting some badly needed rainfall, getting some snowpack that you definitely want. Let's talk about your forecast because it is going to be a little bit on the wet side over the next couple of days. Now, this pattern that's setting up is going to bring some rain to the lower elevations. The higher elevations, you're already seeing some snow through the Cascades. Now, this is going to mean that you're going to see some lower visibility if you're trying to drive across Washington, Oregon. You are going to see those issues. But here's the thing. This is what's triggering this. A little bit of a cold front. That's going to drop the snow. And then we're going to see another storm system right behind that for the early part of the week. So it's not just today that we're seeing the snow in the forecast. We've got a couple of days bringing this pattern in, putting this pattern in place and bringing us some badly needed snowpack. We're way below what we should be. Now, the mountain snow will continue today. Tomorrow, that's pretty much all we get. We don't get as much rain in the lower elevations. It's really just the higher elevations getting that snow. Monday, much more of a rainy mix, and this extends all the way into Northern California. In fact, by Tuesday, you'll watch a lot of that snow move a little farther inland. And again, once again in the mountains, that's where you're going to see it. Up into Missoula, you'll even see a mix of some rain and snow. How about that? Now, Seattle, you'll stay with the rain showers on Tuesday as well. So this wet pattern sticks around for us. These are what the snow totals look like, though. We're going to see some spots 5 to 8 inches. We could even see an 8 to 12 inch near Stevens Pass. Not going to be out of the question there, so that's pretty cool. And widespread 1 to 3 elsewhere. Now, the rain total is going to be a little bit of a different story here. 1 to 2 inches at a maximum. Elsewhere, it's going to be a little bit more of that light rain, so you're going to be seeing more of a widespread 1 inch of rain in the forecast. Here's what it looks like for Portland. Rainy today. Sunday, if you're trying to get outside and maybe get some of those Sunday afternoon plans in place, it does look cloudy, but fortunately you aren't going to see as much of that rain. Still on the cool side though, only 59 degrees. And then you're going to be seeing some more rain Monday into Tuesday. How about Seattle? Very similar looking forecast, staying in the 50s the next several days with evening rain both today into Monday and Tuesday, Chris.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. We want to show you some video right now that's absolutely amazing. What would you do? We're going to talk to the guy that shot this.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares, come what may. I'm making a beautiful day.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Carpools, conferences, microwave dinners. They blur one into the next. We lose ourselves in the fog of everyday life and drift away from what matters. But like a beacon in the night, it finds us. The light of more than 100 lighthouses burning through that fog and beckoning us back to what's real and true. This light shines for us all. This light is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle Grow Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
tomorrow at 9.
One man's trash
Get to work.
is another man's totally awesome beer can space heater.
Hi. Brainstormers, tomorrow at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hard-working families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It looks like it's coming right towards me. Yeah, I'd say it's gonna come right over me. Let me see if I can back up here a little bit and get under the bridge. I have honestly never been in a tornado before. Scary. The truck is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that.
And that is some amazing videos.
It looks like it's
and right now, joining us on the phone is the driver in that video, Mr. Sam Smith. And Sam, joining us now on the phone, Dr. Greg Postella is here, Kate Parker is here. We're going to ask you some questions. First thing, you've had a few days to kind of gather yourself and think about it. We saw your reaction there. Looking back on it now, on that video, what's going through your mind?
Just how crazy it was. I mean, it was just, it's ridiculous to think back and how close that was, and the feeling of sitting in the truck at the time and feeling like it was lifting up off the ground. Crazy, I think, is the best way to describe it.
Sam, it looked like you were trying to back up. Were there other cars under that overpass behind you that you were attempting to not hit?
There were. That was actually the second overpass I was under. There was hail, and so I had pulled under an overpass before, and there were probably ended up being about 10 cars underneath there. I said, I'm going to get hit here, even though I was off the road. So I pulled out. That's when I saw the tornado as I came up to the second overpass, pulled under. There was another car. When I backed up, I actually backed up to the bumper of the car behind me. That was as far as I could back up.
Was there any damage? Two questions, I guess. One, was there any damage to your car by debris, flying debris?
It did. In the video, you can see it flip the mirrors forward. It did scar the paint, but that's it.
What if you had to came up on the situation again? What would you do differently, if anything?
I think I probably would have put the pedal all the way down and gone as quick as I could to get by the tornado. Tough situation. As I was saying, I couldn't tell where it was coming. I was afraid if I kept going, it was going to come right over me. So I did in that situation, I guess, the best that I thought I could do, which was to get under something that I thought would hopefully block it.
We have about 20 seconds. Any advice to people that may find themselves in a similar situation?
I think that you do the best that you can. You think on your feet and try to get out of the situation as best you can. Fortunately for me, even though I understand that getting under an underpass now is not the best way to do it.
Sam, we're going to bring you back on the other side of the break. Just a second. Pause 1 second for it, Sam.
Sorry to cut you off. We'll be right back and we'll talk to you.
Advanced design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
Lowe's presents How to Get Inside Someone's Head.
I love the wicker.
I'd prefer the wood finish.
Green feels right.
Has to be blue.
2 seats is perfect.
3 seats would be better.
Those cushions really match your dress.
So, the other one then?
Let's get this one. What are you thinking?
Nothing.
Now get 15% off all Charbroil True Infrared Gas Grills at Lowe's, where your style comes together.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes. I'm a bull rider! Make it part of your daily diabetes plan, so you stay steady ahead.
I started my Camry. Ran a race most wouldn't dream of starting. Chose to take down a monster. And realized when it's dark enough, you can see the stars. One bold choice leads to another. Toyota, let's go places.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
Gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, wind! I think I just made Mother Nature my
One man's trash.
This is perfect!
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible! Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston!
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
All right, this is AMHQ Weekend. Before the break, we were talking with Sam Smith, a man who was facing down a tornado, and he's nice enough to stick around and talk with us some more.
Now, Sam, we were just talking to you, and Greg asked, what would you do differently if you had been in this situation again? And you mentioned that you would try and outrun the tornado, but I think Dr. Postel has some advice for you on this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, you got to use your best judgment, but I would argue not to ever cross in front of the oncoming tornado's path. If you can estimate where it's going, never cross in front of the path. So, you know, if you or anybody else out there finds yourself in a similar situation, go in the opposite direction, out away from the tornado's path, because you never know how big it is, how strong it is, or exactly really how fast it's moving. That would be my recommendation.
And with that, Sam, can you give us an idea as we look at this video and you've had time to reflect, put yourself back in the driver's seat. Is there anything that this video doesn't capture that you were experiencing at the time?
Well, I think that some of the comments that have been made on the video is that I was really calm, and why was I so calm? And what you can't tell in the video is I, up to a point, had my son on the phone with me, and I think I was being calm because I had him. I ended up, when I thought it was going to get serious, just hanging up with him. So again, just there was a point where I was pretty scared, probably about the point in the video that it's showing now, and was not sure what was getting ready to happen, whether I was going to get, swept away.
Sam, we can't thank you enough for being with us this morning and sharing both this video and your incredible story. We're certainly glad that you're safe.
Yeah, glad you made it out of there okay.
And we want to Yeah, thank you very much, Sam Smith. And we want to thank everyone for watching AMHQ Weekend.
Yeah, we hope that you have a terrific morning. But hey, it doesn't stop here because Kelly Cass and Paul Goodlow are up next with Weekend Recharge. They can get you ready for your Saturday.
These spicy super crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
No, they're my chicken strips.
It's an expression. It means they're not, plain old chicken strips.
Are you calling my mom plain and old?
No, I like these chicken
like?
strips.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Oh my gosh.
Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay.
Chicken strips with a kick worth calling home about. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. Add some spark to your morning with new Sonic Spark energy drinks. This is how you Sonic.
I always dreamed of coming here. When my asthma symptoms returned, my doctor prescribed Dulera to help prevent them.
Dulera is for patients 12 and older whose asthma is not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Dulera will not replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms.
A 6-month clinical study has shown Dulera helps significantly improve lung function.
Dulera contains formoterol, which increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Dulera is not for people whose asthma is well controlled with a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Dulera and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Dulera more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about Dulera.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's hitting something.
Call 911. Go!
Call 911. You can hear the terror in the voices of storm chasers as they encounter a massive wedge tornado. Just moments later, this same tornado, packing winds up to 200 miles per hour, would rip apart and forever change a tiny Illinois town.
Small, but big hearts here in this tiny town. It's cleanup time. We will take you live to Illinois coming up in just a bit.
And it's not over yet. A new round of severe weather, including the threat of more tornadoes flaring up this weekend. A torcon of 3 for 2 states today. Thunder, lightning, threatening your outdoor plans from Texas to the Carolinas and in between. Right here, right now on Weekend Recharge.
It just got humongous.
We have more new stunning video this morning of the killer EF4 tornado that ravaged Rochelle, Illinois.
The National Weather Service saying additional aerial and ground surveys may be done this weekend in Boone and McHenry counties. Among other things, they're hoping to determine if there were any additional tornadoes.
Hey there, welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Kelly Cass. Good morning, everyone. I'm in for Maria LaRosa this morning. A deadly, destructive, and heartbreaking week in the Heartland. More than a dozen confirmed tornadoes this week.
And again, the images are just outstanding here. Again, these are aerial surveys that you can see. As far as you can see, there's damage and more damage.
Yeah, the communities of Rochelle, Belvedere, and Fairdale, Illinois, among the hardest hit. An EF4 tornado packing winds of up to 200 miles per hour cut a nearly 29-mile path through those areas on Thursday night. It killed 2 women, senior citizens who were neighbors as well as good friends. Our Dave Malkoff's in the town of Esmond this morning, and we'll get a live report from him coming up in just a minute.
And the overall weather pattern is going to stay wet and stormy this weekend, also into next week as well. That means more storms from Houston to New Orleans, even Atlanta, even Orlando as well. And take a look at today's thunderstorm outlook map. We can see parts of West Texas, western parts of Kansas, as well as Illinois and Oklahoma. We could still see some strong and severe thunderstorms there, but a chance of random thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe, stretching all the way into Florida. But again, it's western Oklahoma panhandle, as well as western parts of Kansas there, could see tornadoes. We have that's a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of that area. And right now, even this early in the morning, we are seeing showers and thunderstorms and plenty of lightning coming across the panhandle areas and also heading into Oklahoma City.
That's right. While we're not expecting a huge, tornado outbreak, it's a situation where you just can't rule out the possibility of seeing more twisters out there.
In fact, let's have more on our top story today. That's the tornado aftermath in Illinois. The National Weather Service is rating that tornado an EF4. The monster storm just devastating towns in northern Illinois.
And now as we head into our second day of cleanup, residents are working to pick up the pieces still. Our Dave Malkoff is live in Esmond. And Dave, what's it like seeing all that destruction firsthand?
Well, Kelly and Paul, it's always heartbreaking to see homes ripped apart. In fact, this one, the roof is gone, and you're about to see what happens when you're in the path of something like this. It may have been a half-mile wide, spinning at up to 200 miles an hour, and the people of Fairdale, Illinois, were right in its path.
Right over this way. Where did we go last night when we got scared? Did we go down in the basement?
Down there in the dark, 3-year-old Jade Swanson rode out her first tornado. It's also Grandma's first.
We've watched them go around us. Never had one right here.
Ran upstairs, grabbed her, and told Grandma to come downstairs.
She didn't cry. Just wanted to know what we were doing, so we're going to stay here till the storm goes away.
That patio door shattered from the fence coming through.
Did you have flashlights at all? Or?
There were in the house.
But not with you?
No, we just ran.
I was more focused on getting down to the basement at the time.
Debris is still blowing in the wind. 2 of their neighbors were killed here.
The other side of town's gone. It's horrible. We're lucky.
Across a cornfield, Tanner Young's house still has a staircase.
We're going upstairs.
But no longer has a second floor.
Over to the right, this was a storage room. The bathroom is in here. Same sort of thing in there. Everything's getting pushed around with the wind. You can't even really move the doors at all.
Trisha Brittenham is aunt to the 3 kids who live here.
They've been here for about 3 years.
It all happened so fast. This large tree took out a huge chunk of the house. This was 6-month-old Henry's room. You can see from the animals on the wall. In fact, his crib was right here. Now it's buried in debris.
She had the 3 bedrooms and they all had a kid in there.
Call it luck or something else, but they were all out of town when the tornado came through. For once, this full house was empty.
I know. Talk about a silver lining, yeah.
Every cloud's got one, even the one that created this monster.
It's crazy. It's hard to take in.
It really is. Can you imagine if the kids were home inside their bedrooms up there when this came through? They weren't. That's the fortunate thing. Tanner and his family and friends are back here. They've got the work gloves on. It is cleanup time now that the sun has come up, Kelly and Paul.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Things, objects, they can be replaced. I'm so glad that family's okay.
People cannot, yeah. In fact, we have another risk of severe weather as we head throughout today, as well as quickly talk about what's going on here, because we're still dealing with the risk of strong and severe thunderstorms, especially across areas of the Midwest and Plains here. But really, it's parts of western Texas, western panhandle of Oklahoma. That's the area we can see some storms right now. We're watching the storms here across western Texas. These storms, a history of 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, even penny-sized hail at this hour of the morning, so we can Today, but we're also watching the I-10 corridor from basically San Antonio through Houston to New Orleans also could be very active this afternoon as well. As we put this time in motion, as we head throughout the morning, we'll see storms rolling on through Corpus Christi, moving up towards Galveston, Houston, eventually even New Orleans. The I-10 corridor could see strong and severe thunderstorms. And then later in the afternoon, along the dry line where you have the dry air clashing with the warm, moist air, we can also see strong and severe thunderstorms here. And we still have a risk of even tornadoes in this area of western Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas here. We're talking about a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of this area. Although typically this time of the year, this is where we see a lot of thunderstorms and even tornadoes. So if you're used to being there, this is what's going to happen. If you're new to the area, we could see some pretty nasty storms this afternoon. Still watching the moisture inflow. Again, this continues even to Sunday, another chance for severe weather. Kelly?
Well, devastation in Illinois after tornadoes ripped through several towns, flattening homes and businesses. We are going to dissect some of the video, incredible video we have now, and look for clues into what happened and some of what people had to face there.
Nexium 24-hour. It's the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Advanced design makes it easy to protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. Discover Seresto. With the performance you expect from topicals in a non-greasy collar, Seresto provides protection against fleas and ticks for 8 months. Seresto.
This weekend, upgrade your style at Men's Warehouse. Right now, buy one, get one free on select items store-wide. Plus, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Only at Men's Warehouse.
I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
It's the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's bonus coupon sale, where you can cut a real deal on an unbelievable selection of styles. Come in today for your valuable coupons, and you'll find hot buys on recliners, great deals on sofas and sectionals, with additional savings throughout the store, plus special financing available. Get unbelievable quality and comfort at unbeatable prices. The Lazy Boy bonus coupon sale. Hurry in today and bring home the savings. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
What's he doing? You think I have time to run into?
Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You don't know me. You're about to.
Get down!
The sins of London have followed us home.
So what's the plan, Dom?
One last ride. Daddy's got to go to work. Rated PG-13 in theaters and IMAX.
I helped them as much as I could. I asked them, if there was other people near them or if they had family members that were hurt. And then I just went from
from one person that was yelling to the next
And what were they yelling? Were they asking to help
for help.
get other people out, to get their animals out?
Yep, animals, family members, all of it.
Unfortunately, you saw something you didn't want to see, at least a couple times.
I found a deceased lady and her husband. I helped him, and yeah, it was devastating.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, again, that's the aftermath of severe weather, the downside of some of the wonders of Mother Nature.
Right.
Yes, this could be deadly.
And, you know, getting to a safe place immediately can mean the difference between life and death when a tornado is threatening. Here's an example of what you should not do if you spot a twister coming your way.
This is a tornado, and I cannot tell which way it is going, so I don't know how to get away from it. But it looks like it's coming right towards me. Yeah, I'd say it's gonna come right over me. Let me see if I can back up here a little bit and get under the bridge.
Yeah, it was coming right for him. I saw the whole video, and it basically literally passed, you know, maybe 50 yards in front of him. And he backed up towards an overpass, which is not a good thing to do. And you got to remember, I mean, yes, a lot of people traveling out there, we get great video, but it's not worth your safety. And this was kind of a close call.
Now, to Sam's defense, he did come on the Weather Channel, I believe, in the last hour, saying that he's, first of all, not familiar with this kind of situation. He's never been a part of a tornado, but he had his child in the car. So that's why he's remaining calm as he's talking. But still, I mean, you really got to act fast in a situation like this.
You do. In fact, Dr. Rick Bostel was talking to him, and he said the best thing to do when you're in a car is don't try to cross the road in front of it, is to go away. And again, you want to drive away from tornadoes if you have to. The best thing to do is leave your car and go into a sturdy building, a shelter, a storm shelter. That's the best thing for you. You definitely want to avoid the underpasses, under bridges, because again, that can actually funnel and increase the winds.
Yeah, increase the wind.
And kind of be just a choke point for debris to hit you or your car. So it could be a very dangerous place.
And try to drive out of that tornado path. I know it's hard to see exactly which direction it's moving in, but you got to move at that right angle to the tornado and even throw it in reverse or kind of go the wrong way, going the other way, especially if there's no other vehicles around, just to get away.
Cross over the median and go again away.
Whatever you got to do.
But yeah, he was definitely a close call, and I think he might think twice before sitting under the underpass again.
Well, despite its history with tornadoes, residents say the city remains resilient and strong, and one way they continue to bounce back, we're talking about Moore, Oklahoma, is through severe weather preparedness.
And our very own Mark Elliott joins us now from Moore, Oklahoma this morning for a special event that will help both the locals as well as newcomers to the town of Moore. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, guys. Yeah, here at the Moore Community Center, it's just an epic event set up. Not only is the Weather Channel here, Cox Communications as well, but also the Red Cross, the Moore Police and Fire Departments will be here. And it's all about not only preparedness, but recovery after the storms. And a big part of that is the mental side of the recovery. I want to bring in Julie Summers with the Mental Health Association Oklahoma. Julie, so much goes into the recovery from these events. Tell us a little bit about what your organization does after a disaster.
Well, we try to help people in the immediate aftermath of a disaster. People are concerned about evaluating their property, assessing damage, but we want to make sure that their very basic needs are met. Did they get something to eat today? Did they get something to drink? Are they doing okay? Are they getting some sleep? So the most immediate thing is psychological first aid, which is just helping with those things. And then in the longer term, we encourage people to get back into a routine and get moving with their lives as much as possible. And if people are not able to do that, then it might be time to get a little help.
And so we're going to be talking to people here in Moore, but it's not just a Moore thing. I mean, there's tornadoes anywhere. We just had some massive tornadoes in Illinois. What should people look for if they're surrounded by people that were affected by a disaster to give them an indicator that they might need more help?
Well, if people are experiencing a lot of weather-related anxiety, they might be not sleeping so well, they might not be eating very well, might not be taking very good care of themselves, having a lot of anxiety whenever the sky clouds up like it has right now.
Yeah.
And so the idea is to just get people to get back into their routines as much as possible, and if they're not able to do that, then after a couple of weeks, if you're really struggling, it might be time to ask for some help.
And so that topic is difficult to start. Is there an easy way in? Is there any way to bring up that topic normally?
Well, you know, there's a lot of stigma attached to mental health and mental health treatment. So there's probably not an easy way, but you got to meet people where they are, build on the relationship, and just ask them, you doing okay? Do you need some help?
Julie, great advice. We're going to be here all day, guys. A great event today. Hopefully people will come out and join us. We're expecting about 300 people. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. Well, the government shuts down a 5-year investigation into rusting pipes in millions of vehicles.
Now they say it's the driver's fault. We'll explain why and one thing you could do to prevent your system from rusting out.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle-Gro Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets?
Trust me, I'm a great negotiator.
Priceline Negotiator.
60% off.
40.
60.
40.
60.
40.
40.
60.
Trust me, they can't say no to me. I've been doing this for 20 years.
Can I get an upgrade?
Trust me, and you'll never overpay again. Seriously?
I'm trusting you.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night. Even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Skin's ability to retain moisture weakens with age. New Gold Bond Strength and Resilience has skin-plumping moisturizers and proteins from the Resurrection Plant to bring skin back to life. 84% saw an improvement in skin texture in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
When you're diabetic, one of the important things about keeping yourself healthy is keeping your skin hydrated.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
Double your deal during Tire Kingdom Spring Savings Event. Today at Tire Kingdom, buy 4 select in-stock Goodyear, Cooper, or Pirelli tires, and you'll get up to $60 via mail-in rebate. Put it on your Tire Kingdom credit card, and you'll get up to $60 more. That's double the deal, up to $120 back to you. Only during Tire Kingdom Spring Savings Event. Tire Kingdom Service Centers, proud sponsor of Sunfest.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 85. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 86. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, old man winter just won't stop. This is Minneapolis, believe it or not. Yes, another inch of snow fell yesterday across parts of the state. The good news is today, get this, sunny and a high in the 60s. But guess what? It could be worse. Marquette, Michigan, you picked up a record snowfall yesterday, 8.6 inches of snow. Say it ain't snow, and yes, it is snow. Snow again here across the UP. Hey, winter's wrath finally appears to be over, and if you live where salt was used to clear the roads, and salt and ice again across the area, well, the road salts definitely need to wash underneath your car.
The message from safety regulators, and our car coach Lauren Fix joins us now live to explain more about this. Hey, good morning, Lauren.
Good morning. You know, this is a really serious safety issue that a lot of people really need to think about, because during the winter you're just thinking about getting to your destination, but now that the warm temperatures are here in some areas, that salt can be really corrosive.
And again, Lauren, this comes off of a 5-year investigation of rusting pipes and brake lines, all because of road salt?
Right. Road salt is actually, in some cases, it's calcium chloride. Other cases, it's brine, which is mixed with molasses because they ran short of road salt. And what it does is it gets around the brake lines, the fuel lines, the suspension, and all the chassis. And what this NHTSA report was about was General Motors cars, trucks, SUVs, and Cadillacs, the large Cadillac trucks, the Escalades. And those are the ones, the trucks and the SUVs, that had serious brake failure, and that's why it was investigated.
Those are some serious car functions you just listed there, Lauren. Tell us, how many states you think are impacted this? I'm guessing all the northern states, basically.
Right, pretty much the upper half of the country, but they're stating, as far as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is concerned, 20 states, including Washington, D.C. So if you had salt put on their roadways, make sure to wash your car regularly. The problem is there still are a lot of brake failures. I spoke with a company out of Buffalo, New York, who makes replacement tubes, and they were telling me horror stories of people having total brake failure. So if you do have that problem, they're the only company that makes those tubes. I think they're called Classic Tube. But one of the most important things for you is, no matter what you're driving, please wash the undercarriage of your car, whether you do it with a hose or go through a car wash.
Well, Lauren, the investigation found at least 107 crashes because of brake failures. Now, how vital is that to get your brake components checked right now?
Well, first off, it's the only thing that stops your vehicle, so it'd be like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. So you want to make sure those brakes are absolutely functioning their best. You can go to an ASE certified technician. If you're unsure, if you know what you're talking about, go ahead and take a look at them. But the fact is, if you see rust on the undercarriage, you need to have those components replaced.
I'm going to go get my car washed today, Lauren.
Good. That's a good idea.
You just